Good evening, everyone. I'm here tonight to share a little bit about the Summer of Service, Mount Baker Council's community-wide Good Turn event for the month of August. So a little background on the event is BSA is sponsoring a Summer of Service event across the nation, and Mount Baker Council's response to that is a month-long of service projects. The event objectives are to have positive news for scouting's impact, some good press for local scouts and scouters, to a demonstration of scouting's purpose, relevance, and impact through our actions, to reinvigorate scouts and scouters, and do what we all want to do, which is get back to scouting. It's also an opportunity to conduct some outreach to underserved youth in areas where we don't have a scouting presence. It's a good recruiting opportunity. So we'd encourage troops to incorporate recruiting activities around the Summer of Service event. We're doing it for a sustained period of time, the entire month of August, to support the nationwide program of Summer of Service. And we intend to create a repeatable framework for future events with hope this will become an annual event in Mount Baker Council. There's two ways that units can participate. The first is choose your own adventure. You can use the council activity guide, which is available now online to develop your own project in your community. We ask that you schedule it during the month of August and that you follow the theme of beaches and waterfronts if that's practical for your unit. And also to register your project on the council community Good Turn website, the Summer of Service Mount Baker website, which will be available mid-May. The second way that units can participate is to join a sponsored event. Each district is going to host a series of organized events. Sign up for that will also begin on May 15th. There will be at least two events held in each geographic district, North Cascades, Salish Sea, and Pilchuck. So there will be multiple opportunities for units to engage with a pre-planned sponsored event. What we're intending is to engage with 140 scouts from North Cascades, 145 scouts from the Pilchuck district, and then 240 scouts from Salish Sea. Those are based on the population of each of those districts. We're also encouraging scouts to invite friends, so everyone bring a buddy to engage them with these service projects and be part of our movement for the summer, for a Summer of Service. The way that that goal was established was really around our primary objective, which is to do 250,000 good turns in the community. And that's really dependent on how many people we get engaged for a 4 to 5 hour project. And if we get those numbers that I previously mentioned for each district, and everyone participates in a 4 to 5 hour community service event, there's every indication that we will achieve at least 250,000 good turns, providing that everybody is really actively engaged in that project. The timeline and communication, the activity guide was previously announced and is now available on the website. There's a link here, which I think will be in the notes for tonight's meeting. Also, registration will begin in May. The target is to release that website for units to sign up on May the 15th and have the event the entire month of August. The Summer of Service announcement on the right-hand side of the screen is a good opportunity to walk through those numbers that I touched on earlier for the 250,000 good turns and the two different ways to participate. Most of you will have received that Summer of Service through your district roundtable or Baden-Powell dinner communications, and it's available on the Mount Baker Council website as well. I want to share with you just a little bit about the activity guide here on the left side of the screen. The table of contents includes many of the things that we just discussed. So there's a welcome, there's some general information, there's a description of the Mount Baker Council overall goals, and then descriptions for each of those two methods for participating. There's also some important safety information that units can review if they're going to create their own event, and also to better prepare for the pre-planned sponsored events. If there are any questions about this event, feel free to reach out to me. I'm the committee chair for this event. There's my information on the screen, and Eric, our staff advisor, is also ready, willing, and able to answer questions about the event or preparation for. And with that, I'll entertain any questions that you guys might have.
So Gary, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Pam.
So August is when we were having all 4 of our in-person day camps council-wide. I know Salish Sea Day Camp generally tries to incorporate a service project into our camp. Can we piggyback this onto the council's goal?
Sorry, I'm not tracking. Can you ask that question again?
So I'm going to have 100 kids at day camp for a week in August. We will be doing a service project normally. Can we count those hours?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Any other questions?
On that same vein, Gary, the JTE tracking versus this, do we double track? Do we track only here? How does the council want us recording in that regard?
Our preference is both places because this is a special event for the council, and we want to, in order to better prepare for future events, so next year and the year after, we need to really thoroughly understand exactly what the impact was. So it'd be great if you could enter in both systems. Moving forward, we may be able to figure out a way to do that in one place.
But in the meantime, make it easy. Put it both places. Good data tracking later. Sounds good.
Yes, please. Yes. Any other questions?
I'll shoot one more out. From your preference, would you prefer that, obviously the goal being the goal, but logistically, would the preference be for units to tie into the prearranged events where possible? Or is there really a what is the preference from your point of view to how we handle this as units?
That's a really great question. So in preparing for these types of events, one of the things that we have to do is make commitments to outside organizations like the Parks Department, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and all of the organization that goes along with those pre-planned events includes a commitment on our part to get a certain number of people there. So it's important that we fulfill those commitments to all of those organizations, but at the same time, we want everybody to have flexibility. So as long as we've accomplished at least that part, we're going to be satisfied that we can then, units can do whatever they would like. Obviously, that's going to be different for some units. You may already have a camping trip planned to an area that also included some big service project, and if it's not connected to one of ours, that's fine. I guess that we really, the only caveat is we need to live up to those commitments that we're making to, like, city parks and things like that. Beyond that, there's no preference. We just want to make sure that we do that part. And Eric, the signups that we'll have online will demonstrate, how many more open positions we have for those events. So we're gonna track that on that website, and that'll be a great place for units to go look. Eric, can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so just to echo and reaffirm what you're saying there, Gary, first, I think the most important thing that we're looking to have units do is to jump in on this project and to serve. So we know that we'll have units that have a lot of capacity to design and plan and build their own things and want to really shine in that way. And we want to support that. We also know that we'll have units that are going to have a lot of enthusiasm, but maybe not a lot of the capacity to do their own project. And so signing on to one that's more coordinated by the district makes sense for them. And so that's why we want to, offer both options. So really, whatever way makes the most sense for your unit is the target here. When we got the registration site up and running, what we're looking to do is to find out where needs are. We've got a kind of a starter set of projects that we're putting together in each of our districts. And as we get a better feel from units that are registering what they might want to do, we can better target those to make sure, as Gary says, that we live up to the commitments that we're connecting to with the different organizations we're working with, as well as branching out to some alternative options or other options if we need to be more. And we're looking forward to it being a problem that, oh gosh, we need to set up 6 more projects because we've got so many people who want to join in. That would be a wonderful problem to have.
I can assume dates, times, and locations will be released on the 15th at that point too.
Yeah, we'll have details for that sort of thing before we ask you to register.
Any other questions? Okay, we just double checking, Eric. Do we have any chat questions?
Nope, nothing came in through chat. I think we're good. And you had our information up there on the screen for folks who may want to see that. Maybe you could pop that up there again for anyone who needs to take it down. But otherwise, I'll go ahead and end the recording.